A Day One Dead novel. What makes you truly human? Prologue. For when the world ends, the dead will walk, they'll grow hungry, they'll hunt. Their food lives in every living person. No matter who you are, they will eat you and your loved ones. This poem came out of the mouth of a classmate. The class were saying what they wrote for their poems. They were studying poems for over a week now. Josh was already over it. Some were dark, others were about nicer things. He liked the ones that didn't involve any kind of dark themes. But it went unnoticed by the teacher. She didn't care for the poems. She saw it as a Edgar Allan Poe poem, not for the fate of the heart. Josh's teacher, Miss Applebottom, surveyed the room and her eyes went side to side. She then finally witnessed Josh. He sat lazy in his classroom chair. Josh was barely even awake. Josh, would you like to share your poem? I think you're about it with the poems, Miss Applebottom asked. And if you don't, Mr. Mackey, we'll talk with you about sleeping in class. She smiled after that. It was a passive-aggressive face. Josh swung his hands over his paper. He lifted into the air. He started down to the front of the room. He walked sluggishly. Josh finally stood in the front. He cleared his throat and begun. I wrote a poem about my favorite comic series. I am not telling you which, he sighed, so here it is. People flew, for superheroes were in the sky, flying around like flies in the air. That's my poem. Can I go back to sleeping? Josh walked back to his seat. The teacher started to discuss what they were going to do the next week. But Josh didn't care. He fled back to sleep. He slowly drifted away. Miss Applebottom let him sleep better than arguing. She had her third cup of joe this evening. She hated her job. Miss Applebottom never liked kids. She wanted to be a model. But when she developed cancer, she wasn't able to. She had too many visits to the hospital to have the correct time to go into the career. Since she was young, she went back to school and got her teaching degree. So now she lectures here with kids she never liked, and a job that she never wanted to do. The clock struck 3:31. This was when the kids got off of school. The kids fled the class like birds when a gun went off. Miss Applebottom hadn't noticed that Josh was still in the classroom. She was too busy running.